Hello everyone, how's things? I had a lot of comments on my last Massey Ferguson 35 video pointing out that some of the information wasn't quite right. So for this one, I've gone back, used different sources and put together an updated and more accurate version. With that said, welcome to the history of the Massey Ferguson 35. It begins in 1953 when Ferguson and Massey Harris decided to merge and create Massey Ferguson. The first time we see the number 35 next to the Ferguson, however, was on the 1st of October 1956 at the Grosvenor Hotel, where the grand reveal of the Ferguson 35 or FE35 took place. The Ferguson 35 was built at the Branner Lane factory in Coventry, and the first Ferguson 35 to come off the production line was built in August 1956. The Ferguson 35 started the iconic grey tin work and the gold chassis, earning the nickname Gold Belly. The Ferguson 35 came with 4 engine options: the diesel standard Motor Company 23C engine, TVO, straight petrol or lamp oil. The diesel engine was a 4-cylinder engine which, with a new cylinder head, produced 37 horsepower. The drawback to the 4-cylinder was poor starting. It only came with a single heater plug, although nowadays enthusiasts are adding the extra 3 heater plugs into the manifold. The TVO engine produced 30 horsepower due to a larger bore. The straight petrol engine produced 37 horsepower, matching the diesel. Lastly, the lamp oil engine produced 29 horsepower. However, this engine was suited for the export market. At this time, farmers were still familiar with TVO, and the TVO Ferguson 35s ended up selling the best. The Ferguson 35 was available in standard or deluxe. The deluxe model had the benefit of a cushioned seat, a tractor meter, or a rev and hour counter as all of us probably know it as, live power takeoff and hydraulic system. However, the standard model sold the best. The Ferguson 35 also came in either industrial or vineyard variants. The industrial Ferguson 35 was produced in either standard or deluxe. However, the industrial variant included some extra features like dual brakes, a horn, a mirror, and industrial tyres, with the option of normal wings or longer industrial type wings. It was also thought that not many vineyard variants were produced because, as of December 1957, the decision was made that from 1958 onward, all new tractors would be badged as Massey Ferguson. It's believed roughly 73,655 Ferguson 35s were built. Let us know in the comments below if you've owned or driven a Gold Belly before. In 1958, the 35 got a new colour scheme and name. It's now named the Massey Ferguson 35, or Massey 35, or however you know it as. It also features fresh red tin work and a grey chassis colour scheme. The Massey Ferguson 35 also came with a new bonnet badge, the 3 triangles that we know today. As far as I can tell, the early Massey Ferguson 35s carried over the same engines as the Ferguson 35. When Massey Ferguson acquired Perkins in 1959, this allowed the introduction of the 3.152 engine, a 3-cylinder diesel which produced around 35 to 37 horsepower. Production of the 35s with this engine ended in early 1962. Both of these tractors came in a standard or deluxe version, with the deluxe version featuring a cushioned seat, a dual clutch, and just like the Ferguson 35, a tractor meter. However, in late 1962, they made some changes to the 3-cylinder engine and named it the A3.152. This also meant a new name for the tractor now that it produced extra horsepower, 41 in total. This model was called the Massey Ferguson 35X, again available in standard or deluxe. Also in 1962 was the introduction of Multipower. In a nutshell, Multipower was the transmission option that was classed as a shift-on-the-go transmission. We haven't spoken about gears yet, however Multipower allowed you to have 12 forward and 4 reverse gears instead of the normal 6 forward and 2 reverse. These Multipower 35s are very sought after nowadays, however the Multipower system did have its faults. For example, you need to be in the right range on a hill, otherwise if you were in the low range you would freewheel, but Multipower did allow you to go slightly faster on the road. The Massey Ferguson 35 ended production in 1964, which was when the Massey Ferguson 135 was introduced. Over the years of production, it is estimated that 390,000 Ferguson 35s and Massey 35s were made. Massey Ferguson also made vineyard and industrial versions of the 35 also. That brings us to the end of the updated Massey Ferguson 35 history. If you have any stories with either the Ferguson 35 or any version of the Massey Ferguson 35, let us know in the comments below. I've also covered the history of the 135, so I'll leave a link in the description and add it at the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please do leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next Sunday. Thanks for watching.